What's up, guys? Welcome to JS Racing. My name is Jason. So let's talk about the billet case cover. So a lot of, well, I wouldn't say a lot, but a couple of people have shown interest in the billet case cover filtration system that I've been working on. They've emailed me, messaged me and stuff. So I'm going to give you guys an update on what's happening. So previously, I think I've done a video saying that we're looking for a manufacturer to work on the project. So we've already found one, and they're actually in full swing working on the project. So the difficult part was really just to find a guy, a company that's able to do all the little parts together. Because previously we had to machine the case cover itself from one place, and then we sourced all the little parts and bits and bobs from all over the place, somewhere else, whatever, and that's a hassle. It makes it more difficult. So now we've got a manufacturer who's able to do all that for us, and they're very proactive about it. They really believe in this system, but unfortunately I think they've misunderstood what the system is able, well, what our intention for it anyway. So, and I think a lot of viewers misunderstood it as well. So our case cover system, it's really not just for oil filtration, okay? Because oil filtration, I mean, it's more of it's a great thing to have, but not a must-have, because for a lot of people, they do oil changes regularly anyway. And for other people who don't really push their engine that much, they don't really do oil change for a very long period of time as well. And for some other people, their engines might be just a single use. They don't really need the oil filtration. So the oil filtration itself, the function itself, really is just a nice to have, but not really. But our design, our idea behind it was not for oil filtration only. The longevity part is great, but we also want more performance out of the system. And this is where we got the idea from the high performance motorcycle engines. They actually have an oil channel drilled into the crankshaft that drives clean oil directly to where the connecting rod and the crankshaft, where it meets. And that actually, like, the oil goes in with a bit of pressure, so actually, sort of creates a film of oil, a very, it's a very active lubrication system. And at the end, it actually allows the crankshaft and the connecting rod to sort of work together effortlessly. And even before I had the dyno, we were able to sort of see, that without the system, the RPM, like the speed at which it climbs, and also with the system, the RPM of the engine is able to climb a lot quicker. Maybe just a fraction of a second, but it still made a difference, because in circuit racing, that fraction of a second can translate to maybe a second or 2 seconds of your lap time. Because if you're able to push your engine to higher RPM much quicker when you exit a corner, it will allow you to gain more speed quicker. You can reach a higher top speed much quicker, making your lap time much shorter, which is great. Okay, and after I got the dyno built, we were able to see and quantify just how big of a difference is. Back then when we did like the more basic engines, which were like 15 horsepower, without the system. With the system, it was 17.2. We had an extra 2.2 horsepower just from that system. It's not just for filtration, it's also for performance. And I think the guys we're working with, they sort of misunderstood. And I mean, although they're very enthusiastic about it, and they even tried to find buyers for it, but not a lot of people showed interest. And I think it's partly because they misunderstood. They were probably just selling as a filtration system, but it isn't. It's for performance. I mean, these guys, they actually mainly make generators. Okay, so for them to have like a really long lasting generator so you don't have to change oil, it's great. But a lot of people really don't care because they do, you know, regular oil change anyway, so it's not a huge deal for that amount of investment into a case cover, like a billet case cover. But for us, it's important because it's for the performance. So our current case cover uses a 6305 bearing. It's a bit bigger than a normal bearing, so it's able to put up with a lot more horsepower. And also the camshaft hole, it's now a pin needle sort of bearing, so it's able to spin more freely. Obviously it's going to be able to benefit from the better lubrication as well. So yeah, I mean, overall the billet case cover is, you know, it's a bit better than our previous version. And also the crankshaft, we already have a whole bunch of 54 millimeter made. But here's the thing, for us, we've already switched all our crankcases to the longer cylinder version, which I've mentioned in my previous video. And the longer cylinder version allows us to use a much bigger stroke crankshaft. So we actually use the 59 millimeter crankshaft, which gives you a lot more torque throughout the entire RPM range. So that's why we made the shift. But unfortunately, with the 59 millimeter crankshaft, the angle at which the channel needs to be drilled is a lot more awkward. So because, you know, crankshafts use very, very hard steel, you really need a very specialized machine to drill that channel. So we're actually stuck on that because we don't really use 54 anymore, although we do have a lot of that in stock. We want the 59. So we've been trying to push these guys to find a solution just to help us machine that 59 so that it has that oil channel and allows us to push our higher end engines to much higher horsepower. So the ZR22, ZR28, yeah, we'll need that system. I mean, our lower end engines also use that system, but you know, the gains you would get from higher performance is probably a lot more. So we've been trying to work with the guys to give us that crankshaft, but we're stuck on that. So right now, long story short, billet case cover, the cover itself, all the little parts are done. Okay, the crankshaft 54 millimeter stroke is done. Okay, so if you guys use 54, we'll probably be able to ship out soon, maybe around September, October this year. 59, we'll have to wait. I don't know. I mean, we've been trying to push these guys to work on that. But we hope that it's going to be able to get done fairly soon, because we really want to get a couple of engines ready for August. There's a race in August, and we are hoping that, you know, we'll be able to get the filtration and also the higher performance from this system to sort of give us a huge edge over our competition. I mean, we already do have an edge over our competition, but it's gonna, yeah, really take us to another level with that system in place. Yeah, and I mean, the filtration is also going to increase your longevity by huge margin, because right now the filter that we use is going to last 2,000 kilometers. Okay, 2,000 kilometers, that's a lot, man. And the filter itself is fairly cheap, so why not? I mean, with that extra horsepower and also the longevity, it's great investment. So I mean, I don't know. I mean, it depends. I mean, a lot of people might think that's, you know, overkill, but the billet case cover itself is just as strong as any other billet case cover available in the market. So you can think of it as buying a billet case cover that also has oil filtration and also that extra lubrication, giving you that higher performance with the crankshaft. So, you know, it's a win-win, I would say. But anyway, so yeah, that's where we're at. Cover is ready, 54 is ready, we're just waiting on the 59. Yeah. Anyway, let me know if you guys are interested. I'm still trying to sort of get an idea on whether this has any market potential. Whether there are or not, we will still be using that because we are going to have our own track. We are going to be selling our engines locally, so for some of the models we're going to have that system in place. So regardless of whether we can sell outside, right now it's not too much of a worry for me, but you know, if there are interest, I'll be happy to sell it. Anyway, so that's it for this video. It's just really an update on what's happening with the billet case cover. Anyway, that's it for now. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.